Alright, I have a 2002 Kenworth T800, and what was wrong with it was the flashers would quit working and after just a little bit. And so of course I changed out the flasher unit, and the same problem was still happening. And I threw in a Grody flasher unit, and the weird thing about this was that when the engine was shut off, that the flashers would work, and when you would start the engine up, the flashers would quit. And so it had has LED lights on the front and rear, and so I've had problems with the LED lights before, and I turned around and I changed out the front lights to regular bulbs, and it was still the same problem. And then so I thought maybe it was in the turn signal switch, so of course I changed it out. And on some of these you have to pull the steering wheel off. It's kind of a little bit of a rigmarole. And then, but it has two relays in the dash for the right and left turn lights, and this is the relay for the left turn light, and this is a relay for the right turn light. And anyhow, what it was doing was, with the relays in and the LED lights on, it was causing it to not produce enough amperage for the flasher unit to actually work. And you can see I left one relay in and one relay I jumpered across. You can see the difference between the flashing with the relay in, and it wasn't. And if you started it up, of course it jumps up from 12 to 13.5 volts with the alternator running. You can see how this would, you start it up and it would just quit, and the light would stay on, but then when it drops down back down 12 volts, it would start flashing again. And you can see how the one that I have jumpered across, now it's drawing enough amperage because the relays are reducing amperage to the flasher unit also. And so what I'm going to end up doing is just jumping across the relay, because it really doesn't need a relay just to run one light. And it was quite a little rigmarole to figure it out, but this Grody flash unit works good. I tried other flasher units and they wouldn't work at all, and but with the relay bypassed, it draws enough amperage to get this flasher unit to kick on and off. If you ever have any problems too, of course this yellow wire here goes up to the turn signal switch right here, and then out of the turn signal switch, of course, when you have it right or left, that turns and then makes a connection to the relays up here, and those relays are only for the front turn lights. And so I'm just going to jump across it, and then with the relays gone, it will tend to want to draw a little more amperage for the flasher. If you ever do decide to put LED lights in, all your lights, you will need, there is a resistor that you can buy. You will need that resistor to produce enough amperage to get the flasher units to work. They do make a LED flasher unit, and I tried it, and it still didn't work. Didn't produce enough amperage to get this to work. And with your the red wire is hot all the time, and then when you turn on a light, you can, when you turn on a light that causes this yellow to produce some amperage. But it's kind of a bitch figuring this one out, but LED lights will kind of screw you up every once in a while.